Welcome to Have You Heard? It's another obscure classic today. Here we go. You'll see in the old thumbnail, it's Jerry Harrison from Talking Heads. And this is his second solo album called Casual Gods. And the band he used kind of became the Casual Gods for a while. I think they made one more album. But this was made in 1988. Well, I think it was actually made a bit earlier, but it was released in 1988. Didn't do much in the charts unless you were in Switzerland or Austria or Germany or New Zealand. Number 4 in New Zealand. Number 78 in the US, nowhere in the UK. But it's really funny. Here's another album I found in a bargain bin in a little side street in South Africa. I want to talk about that afterwards, actually. Thoughts have come into my mind. But this song is called Man with a Gun. This album is absolutely terrific. No one is doing any kind of reaction on the good old YouTube to this. The official video to Man with a Gun is quite unusual as well. But let's listen to the song first of all. It's another of these songs that have lived with me ever since 1988. I might have bought it actually, I think in 1989 or 1990. Again, I was a little bit behind the times. But just tell me what you think of this song.
Walk anywhere, all doors open for her. Like a breath of fresh air, her beauty, it precedes her. Wrapped in her beauty, everywhere she is welcome. First class on the plane, closed door of the club, all faces turn, all faces turn. They come alive with a desire to protect her. Nothing can interfere with a dream so near. And when she caught my arm, we were those for whom the rules do not apply. Pretty girl, young man, old man, man with a gun, two people in love. The rules do not apply. Pretty girl, young man, old man, man with a gun, two people in love. The rules do not apply. On a wire, a high wire, she likes to balance on a knife. She says, on the wire, that is living. Oh, you can forget the rest. Must be in place. So don't look down. One false move is all it takes. rather risk it all. Roll the dice, let them fall. They say we can't survive, but a life like this keeps me alive. Doesn't matter where we are, I still say the rules do not apply. I said the pretty girl, young man, old man, man with a gun, two people in love. The rules do not apply. Pretty girl, young man, old man, man with a gun, two people in love. The rules do not apply. Do not apply. Pretty girl, young man, man with a gun. The rules do not apply. Pretty girl, young man, old man, man with a gun. The rules do not apply. Not apply. I said the pretty girl, young man, old man, man with a gun. The rules do not apply. Not apply. Pretty girl, young man, man with a gun. The rules do not apply.
Well, what do you think about that? I've always been a Talking Heads fan, right from day one. But I'm also fascinated by the background guys, the folks in the band that don't take the spotlight. And Jerry Harrison has always been the talking head that has stayed kind of in the background. David Byrne gets all the credit, of course, and all the attention. Tina Weymouth and Chris France, husband and wife, rhythm section, Tom Tom Club, all very good. But who's that playing keyboards? Who's that playing guitar in the background? Who's that doing so much of the legwork? It's Jerry Harrison. Quite content, I think. But of course, by about the mid to late 80s, the Talking Heads project was stop-start to say the least. So he had time on his side, and he made this album. He wrote quite a few songs with Ernie Brooks, who was one of his bandmates when he was in the Modern Lovers with Jonathan Richman back in the 70s before he joined Talking Heads. And this album is absolutely brilliant. The first side, Rev It Up, Song of Angels, Man with a Gun, Let It Come Down, and Cherokee Chief. I tell you what, there isn't a better side of music recorded in the 80s. It's absolutely wonderful. And I found it, as I found so much stuff around this time, in a bargain bin in a small record store. I think this must have been in Johannesburg, because I remember taping it as soon as I bought it and I listened to it. I shoved it on a cassette because my car only took cassettes. And my job from 1989 onwards was a field retail manager with a chain of sports equipment stores. So I travelled around South Africa and I did a lot of driving. It's a big country, and I listened to lots of music, and this was in my car all the time. Now, this particular song, Man with a Gun, I don't know what it's about. The official video gives you no idea what's it about. It's all dark and murky, but you get that dark and murky feel from the music, don't you? That ominous synth that just stays in the background through the whole thing. And then the excitement of those little pieces of guitar that he produces that come in and go out, some of them little jagged edges of guitar. others little bits of syncopation. Um, it's fantastic. And then the voices in the chorus, it's not a gospel feel, but it just gives you that kind of sense a little bit. Um, and oh gosh, it fascinates me. I really ought to find out a little bit more about perhaps what the meaning of that song is. Um, Pretty girl, young man, old man, man with a gun, two people in love, the rules do not apply. To people in love, the rules do not apply. Now, interestingly enough, the instrumental version of this song was included on the soundtrack to the movie Something Wild. I don't know if you remember that, with Jeff Bridges and Melanie Griffith, in which she's a wild woman and she kind of kidnaps Jeff Bridges and takes him on a kind of road trip of crime and danger. And you feel they just used the instrumental version, but you think that the lyrics, the rules do not apply, could almost apply to her character. I mean, one of the lines is, "I'm a tightrope. Um, I'm living on a tightrope. I'm on the edge, on a knife edge." Uh, and it so applies to that movie, and yet it's only the instrumental version that's used in it. Interesting. The thing I wanted to say about South Africa was that um, I often, well, I began to think that record companies um, kind of took leaps of faith in a lot of music for the South African market. And often they got it wrong. Certainly in terms of sales, they got it wrong. And so you'd find these really interesting albums by interesting artists, good artists, um, but not really mainstream in the South African market. And you'd find that they'd obviously pressed too many copies or they'd made too many CDs, depending on the time. And all of these bargains were found in all of these stores. So many. And you'll find this will be a recurring theme across a lot of these songs that nobody's heard of. I acquired them in a little bargain bin in a record store in South Africa. And probably it didn't sell in South Africa because it didn't sell anywhere else. The Mark Cohn CD that I played a week or two ago, the Walking in Memphis album, is another case in point. Didn't sell any in South Africa. It is wonderful, and this is another one. It's a wonderful album, and I've got a few more up my sleeve that I'm going to be playing you in the next week or two. I hope you don't mind. I would now love to hear your comments on this song. Have you heard it before? Have you heard the Casual Gods album before? I would think that a few discerning people might well have. I would think a few Talking Heads fans would have bought it just because it's a Jerry Harrison album. I'd like to think so anyway, and given his album a go. It is truly, truly wonderful. It's a lovely album. And that's what our channel is all about. It's called Have You Heard for a reason. Have you heard this song? Not many have. No one's listening to it on YouTube. Nobody at all. Certainly no reactors. But here we are. It's found its way onto our little channel. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video if you have. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We had a few subscribers yesterday. We had our busiest day for subscribers in quite a while. It's really quite exciting when I wake up in the morning and find that some people through the night, obviously some people over in the States, have discovered us. It's a great feeling, and a few people have subscribed over the over the night. So that's good news. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it, of course. And don't forget to look on our Patreon channel. It is still open and free to everybody to listen to the content that we've got there at the moment. Some full album reviews. But anyway, in the meantime, thank you so much for having watched today. I hope you enjoyed the song. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, which is a Friday. So we all know what that is. It is a Yes Day. So I look forward to seeing you and playing some Yes with you tomorrow. But until then, cheers everybody.